Did the Kitzmiller v. Dover decision prove that evolution is true and that intelligent design is false? To answer this question, we will need to look at some previous court decisions to understand what the Kitzmiller v. Dover decision did and did not prove. First, we need to understand some of the cases that laid the legal precedent for the Kitzmiller v. Dover decision. In the 1982 federal court case of McLean versus the Arkansas Board of Education, it was ruled that creation science was not science, and it struck down an Arkansas law requiring an equal approach to teaching creation science and evolution science. Then, in the 1987 court case of Edwards versus Aguillard, the Supreme Court of the United States ruled that teaching creation science in public classrooms was akin to teaching religious beliefs and was therefore unconstitutional under the Establishment Clause of the First Amendment. In Dover, Pennsylvania, some school board members who were sympathetic to the intelligent design movement were able to put into place policies that were pro-intelligent design. Their biggest mistake was a policy that required biology teachers to read the following statement. In Pennsylvania, academic standards require students to learn about Darwin's theory of evolution and eventually to take a standardized test for which evolution is a part. Because Darwin's theory is a theory, it is still being tested as new evidence is being discovered. The theory is not a fact. Gaps in the theory exist for which there is no evidence. A theory is defined as a well-tested explanation that unifies a broad range of observations. Intelligent design is an explanation of the origin of life that differs from Darwin's view. The reference book of Pandas and People is available for students to see if they would like to explore this view in an effort to gain an understanding of what intelligent design actually involves. As is true with any theory, students are encouraged to keep an open mind. The school leaves the discussion of the origins of life to individual students and their families. As a standards-driven district, class instruction focuses on preparing students to achieve proficiency on standards-based assessments. It was this statement's reference to intelligent design, and specifically its use of the textbook of Pandas and People, that got the school board in trouble. It came out in the trial that a school board member had purchased a supply of the textbook of Pandas and People and donated them to the school library. The lawyers for Kitzmiller were able to find that the textbook had originally been written as a creation science textbook, and all the references to creation science had been replaced with the term intelligent design. Here's a clip from a PBS documentary that explains the big break for the Kitzmiller legal team.
If they could show Pandas started out as a creationist book, that would suggest intelligent design is simply creationism repackaged, and therefore inherently religious. Motzke emailed this information to Eric Rothschild, who immediately issued a subpoena to the publisher of Pandas for any drafts the book went through before printing. In a few months, they received 2 boxes of material. The lawyers sent them to Barbara Forrest, a philosophy professor and author who has been tracking intelligent design for years. She was scheduled to testify in the trial.
Oh my goodness, those 2 boxes contained about 7,000 pieces of paper. And I had to sit down with those documents and just start flipping through them, which is what I did, day and night.
After much digging, she hit pay dirt. Buried in these documents were 2 drafts of Pandas straddling the 1987 case of Edwards versus Aguillard, in which the Supreme Court ruled it unconstitutional to teach creationism in public school science class. One draft was written before the case, and the other revised just after.
In the first 1987 draft, which is the pre-Edwards draft, the definition of creation reads this way. Creation means that various forms of life began abruptly through the agency of an intelligent creator with their distinctive features already intact, fish with fins and scales, birds with feathers, beaks and wings, etc. The same definition in this draft, after the Edwards decision, reads this way. Intelligent design means that various forms of life began abruptly through an intelligent agency with their distinctive features already intact, fish with fins and scales, birds with feathers, beaks, etc. Same definition, just one is worded in terms of creationism, the other one worded in terms of intelligent design.
Everyone said intelligent design is creationism relabeled. Never in our wildest dreams, though, did we think that this would actually be recorded in paper in a way that could be documented in a court case.
And that became probably our best single piece of evidence at trial.
It is important to note that the leading intelligent design think tank, the Discovery Institute Center for Science and Culture, declined to participate in the trial, even though some Discovery Institute fellows did eventually decide to testify on behalf of the Dover School District. In my opinion, the ruling in this case was probably correct. But the success of the case relied on the finding that the book of Pandas and People was originally a creation science textbook. To apply any further significance to this trial or to use it to make a blanket statement about the truth of either Darwinian evolution or intelligent design is simply wrong. The facts of this case do not support any conclusion that this case proved that evolution was true and that intelligent design was false. So, to answer the question offered at the beginning of this video, I would say the answer is no. The Dover case does not prove that intelligent design is false or that evolution is true.